Welcome to English Learning Class.
Today, we are tackling something that literally every single one of us struggles with: time. It's our most precious, finite resource, and yet it is just so incredibly easy to let it slip away. So, I'm going to be acting as your coach today. We're going to walk through some incredibly simple but powerful micro habits from our source material that will actually help you reclaim your day. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever sat down on the sofa after knocking out a long task, promising yourself, okay, just a quick 10-minute break? You know the drill. You open your phone, find a funny video, get a good laugh, but then another one autoplays, and then another. Suddenly you look at the clock and an hour and 15 minutes have completely vanished. And instead of actually feeling rested, you just feel empty, a little guilty, and honestly, probably even more tired.
You see, it almost always kicks off with four very dangerous little words. Okay, just one more. This is literally the classic trap of the modern digital age. Our devices are quite specifically designed to make us say this. And before we even realize what's happening, our precious time just evaporates. So what exactly do we mean by wasted time? The source material spells this out brilliantly using two great visual metaphors. Imagine your time as a fresh bottle of water. If you just pour it directly onto the floor, well, you can't drink it later. It's just gone. Or think of it like sand falling right through your open fingers. Wasting time basically just means using it unhelpfully, spending it on things that don't help you learn, or grow, or even truly rest. Now, the goal here is absolutely not to beat yourself up about the water that's already on the floor. It's about figuring out how to put the cap back on the bottom.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Tiny Plans and Pocket Time. Our first major proactive fix relies on what we call the GPS metaphor. Think about it. When you get in your car and you don't put an address into the GPS, what happens? You just drive in circles. You waste fuel, you waste time. Well, your day is exactly the same. Without a clear, tiny plan, we just wander around aimlessly, burning through our precious mental energy, just trying to figure out what we should even be doing next. And just look at the difference here. Improve my English or get fit are these vague, massive goals. Honestly, they're intimidating. You might tell yourself, I need a full hour a day for this, get totally overwhelmed, and then just end up doing nothing. But a tiny plan? Learn 3 new words. Now, that is an exact GPS address. It feels light, it's attainable. Promising yourself 10 intentional minutes of focus is almost always going to beat setting this huge, intimidating goal that you end up skipping entirely.
Tip number 2 is all about mastering pocket time. See, as you go about your day, you don't just have these massive 1-hour blocks of free time. You actually have all these little hidden gaps. Waiting for the bus at 8 a.m., the last 10 minutes of your lunch break at 1 p.m., or heck, even a few minutes just waiting for your coffee to brewing 9 a.m. Too often, we literally take these 5 to 10-minute gaps and throw them straight into the trash by mindlessly scrolling.
But what if you treated those minutes like small coins? Because small coins turn into a big treasure. If you invest those random 5-minute blocks in reviewing some vocabulary, maybe reading a couple pages of a book, or listening to an educational explainer like this one, those little coins compound. This is exactly how incredibly busy people pull off massive long-term improvements in their skills, without ever actually needing a magical, uninterrupted spare hour.
Let's keep moving. Section 2, the mental game: fun, thieves, and batteries.
So here's the crucial takeaway for tip 3. You have to make it fun. Your brain is biologically wired to reject constant stress, period. If learning a new skill or building a habit always feels like this heavy, awful punishment, you're inevitably going to run away from it. The real trick here is to connect your new goals to things you already love. Like, if you're learning a language, don't just torture yourself staring at a textbook. Listen to your favorite songs, watch a series you love but put the subtitles on in that language. Play with the material.
Which brings us right into the danger zone. Tip 4, watch out for time thieves. A time thief is exactly what it sounds like. It's something that steals your time without giving you anything good in return. And yeah, social media is absolutely the prime suspect here. Look, it can be totally fun in small doses, but if you aren't careful, it just takes and takes and takes, leaving your brain totally full of noise and your tank completely empty. So how do you stop a thief? Well, you lock the door. You don't have to hate the thief, you just have to protect your house. And you do this by setting up really small rules. Maybe leave your phone in another room while you're trying to work. Or promise yourself you'll knock out your tiny plan first before you open a single app. Or just turn off your notifications for 1 single hour. These simple boundaries completely protect your focus and put you right back in the driver's seat of your own life.
Now, tip 5 is going to validate something I think we all know deep down.
have you ever tried to just push through a late-night project? You're totally exhausted, you spend 2 whole agonizing hours on it, and honestly, the results are terrible. But if you just went to sleep and tackled that exact same task the next morning while rested, it'd take you 30 minutes and the results would be fantastic. Resting is so often the much smarter, much more efficient choice.
We really need to completely shift our paradigm around resting. Think of your brain exactly like a battery. If you use your smartphone all day long and never ever plug it in, what happens? It dies. Well, you are exactly the same. True balance means understanding that intentional rest is absolutely not wasting time. It is actively charging your mental and physical battery so you can zero out burnout.
Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how it locks everything in. Section 3, vocabulary tour and your action plan.
The first core concept to remember is being intentional. This just means doing something on purpose, not by accident. It's that incredibly empowering feeling of actually choosing to sit down and study for 10 minutes rather than accidentally doom scrolling just because your phone happened to be in your hand.
Now, the exact opposite of being intentional is being distracted. And this is the ultimate enemy of the tiny plan. It's simply the inability to focus because your attention is jumping all over the place to a million different things. I mean, just leaving your phone face up on your desk while you're trying to read is usually enough to completely derail your focus.
And finally, balance. I really want to reiterate this clearly because it's so important. The goal of this explainer is not constant, relentless productivity. A healthy life requires peaceful balance. It's about finding a sustainable, healthy mix of work, learning, having fun, and getting that vital, intentional rest we just talked about.
So let's bring it all together. Here is your highly specific, totally actionable 4-step daily plan. Step 1, choose just one tiny goal today. Give yourself a clear GPS address. Step 2, decide exactly when you're going to do it. Find that pocket of time. Step 3, make it a little fun so your brain actually enjoys the process. And step 4, honestly, this might be the most important one, say something kind to yourself when you finish. Seriously, stop being your own enemy and become your own supportive coach. Just a simple, good job, I actually did my small plan today, completely changes your entire outlook on building habits.
Hey, before we wrap up, I want to sincerely congratulate you. By paying attention to this explainer today, you didn't waste 10 minutes of your life. You invested it. You traded a very small amount of your attention today to gain real tools that are going to give you countless hours back in your future.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final provocative question to chew on. What is the one thing that wastes your time the most right now? And what is the one tiny, small change you are going to make today to take your control back? Decide on that tiny plan right now, lock your door against those time thieves, and go invest your time. See you next time!